So after dumping what was at the time the world's worst metal album, and fans just had to kind of live with it for 5 years, they decided that they would say, fuck all this bullshit, we're gonna go all the way back to what we used to do, follow the same format we used to do, and just deliver an old school sounding Metallica album. And that, of course, would be Death Magnetic, and I also have Beyond Magnetic up here, but although I'm not going to talk about it, I just felt like having it up there because I'm really whenever ever going to talk about it. And yeah, as the years went on, people have been like, yeah, it really wasn't that good. It was just because it was the first one after Stanger, so like anything they put out would be better. But I don't give a shit. This is still my favorite album since Justice, and I would even take it over Kill 'Em All. I still really like this album, despite it being one of the worst sounding albums, because I don't know what happened to the mixing, but it is not good. It's just, it gives you a headache listening to it because everything is so loud and bricked. But thankfully, the Guitar Hero guys would remix it themselves and make it sound a whole lot better. But yeah, this disc version is really unlistenable at this point. And while I may not love every song on it, I do at least like them all. And yeah, this is Rob's introduction to the band, and he has been for a couple of years now, the longest lasting bass player. So, hey, good job on that one. But yeah, let's kick it off. And yeah, before we talk about the actual album, here's my ranking of the Beyond Magnetic songs. I'm not going to talk about them because I don't feel like it. But yeah, Rebel of Babylon I think is super underrated, and Hell and Back is really kick-ass. And the other two are just kind of okay. But yeah, let's get started with the actual album, and coming in at last place is going to be the last track, My Apocalypse. Now, I don't dislike this song, I just don't love it because, yeah, the verse and the chorus I don't really care for at all. The bridge is pretty solid, but that's about it. I like the little, that when everyone breaks off and that little lead kicks in, and that whole section I think is pretty awesome. But yeah, everything else is just kind of okay. Next up is going to be Broken, Beaten, Scarred, and my biggest problem with this song is that it's just too repetitive. Like, if I have to hear him say, "What don't kill you make me more strong," one more time, I'm gonna make someone broken, beaten, scarred, let me tell you. The verses were always kind of fun to play, I think, and the choruses, whatever, especially the last one, when it's like super extended, and Lars is just kind of hitting shit at random. Bridge, I never cared for too much either. It's just more okay stuff. But yeah, like that, like that main verse riff is pretty good. But yeah, other than that, like the like I do not care for it that much. It's just kind of more okay stuff. And moving right along is going to be Cyanide. Now, this might not be the Black Album-esque song as James was talking about in the making of, but it's still pretty alright. I always really like the verse riff, like the do like that little break, and then the do. I always thought that was pretty cool sounding. I really like the bridge in this song, especially what Lars is doing and all that shit, and like when it goes kind of clean. And this is also one of my favorite solos on the album. Just overall a pretty solid song. I just kind of wish the ending was handled a little better. I mean, it just kind of just ends by doing the same riff. And up next we have Unforgiven 3, and whoa, a piano intro? Whoa, what the hell? Yeah, intro's pretty cool. The verse and choruses are pretty solid, but I think this song really shines in the bridge. Probably the best one on this album, just the whole "Forgive Me" part and the build up, and then like the explosion into the solo. Again, I really like this one in here. I mentioned in the S&M video that that was the last time Lars would use a ride for a whole decade. Because I thought he used the one in this song, like the little like bells you hear. But no, it turns out it's just like the bells on a crash cymbal. So it's not even a ride. So we wouldn't hear him use a ride again until the Blind Man Cries cover, which make that 20 years. I don't actually know when that cover came out, but it's been a while. But yeah, Unforgiven 3, I might be in a super minority saying that the first Unforgiven is my least favorite, but I mean, they're pretty close, but I don't know. I just never really cared for the verses and chorus in that song. I do like them a lot more in this song. And then we are going to have the instrumental, Suicide and Redemption. Yeah, the whole bass intro and like the whole lead up to the main riff, really great start to the song. Riffs itself is kind of okay, like the main riff. That part's whatever. Once again, kind of like Unforgiven 3, I think it really gets good in the bridge. I don't know if you call it the bridge in this song, but it's like when it goes clean, like the redemption part, I guess it'd be. And then the build back up into the main riff, and then like how it ends and everything. Also, I'm pretty sure this is like the only recorded Lars solo. I mean, besides the ending of songs, you know, when they do like all that shit or whatever, this is like the only time he actually like has a solo in a song. So that's pretty interesting. And then, yeah, speaking of solos, I think it's interesting to hear James and Kirk go back to back. Although it's so obvious who's playing what solo. Just as soon as you hear that fucking wah come in, it's like, oh my god. Bro, relax with it, alright? But yeah, probably my least favorite of the Metallica instrumentals, but to be fair, they have some really damn good ones, so. And this one is pretty kick-ass in its own way. And then we're going to have the end of the line, and another one where the intro is super sick. The one I really like pretty much every riff in this song. The verses actually kind of remind me of Creeping Death, when it's like when he like screams like one word and then, you know, ba da ba 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 ho ba da ba, you know, like that whole style. Chorus is good. Bridge is good. It's just another solid-ass song on this solid-ass album. Next up, I think, is one of the most underrated songs of theirs, the Judas Kiss. I feel like even on those old albums, you know, like with Escape and Leper Messiah and even kind of Frayed Ends of Sanity, kind of like those forgotten gems on them. Well, besides Escape, I don't think Escape is really good. But, you know, there's like the hidden one that not a lot people talk about. I think it's the Judas Kiss on this one. Like, the verses are all pretty kick-ass. The chorus fucking slaps. Holy shit. Love the riff in it. Love the lyrics. And especially, like, the last chorus, when, like, the lead up into it. And then, like, the explosion into it. And then every time it says bow down, it gets, like, heavier and heavier and crazier. It's fucking awesome. The Fight Fire with Fire little solo bit in the solo, like the that's fucking awesome. The little break when it's like Judas Liz, recite this vow. That whole thing, it's fucking awesome. This is a good ass song. But these top songs are all good ass songs, and the bronze medal is gonna go to the intro. That Was Just Your Life. I mean, what a great like intro like piece to the album. Like the whole heartbeat and like the little clean riffs and the fucking when it gets heavy and shit. And then you have that catchy ass main riff, even though it is just a rip off Sandman. Still pretty kick ass. The pre-chorus, Lars does some like cool shit with the China, which he like never does that kind of stuff. The chords in the chorus, I love how it like descends and everything. The bridge, solo, final chorus, like the double bass going ham. It's a kick-ass song, and I can only imagine how good it must have felt for listeners, like, after Saint Anger, to hear that first solo. It's like, oh, God, we're back. And these top two are damn near even. I mean, I really couldn't decide which one I wanted to put on top of the other, because I really like both of them. But at number 2, I ended up putting The Day That Never Comes. And really, honestly, I don't even know what I don't like in this song. Like everything from the intro to the verse. The verse riff is like the first hard riff I ever learned. Love the chorus. It's really obvious they were really inspired by One for this song, because really the vocals stop way early, fairly early in the song, and there's like a whole jammy section, and they even do like the brrr, like the chugging on the E's, and then that little Am I Evil inspired lick, the and then like when he harmonizes it up top. I like it. I really like every section of this song. Those last few minutes are just full of great riffs. It's just a fucking really good song. But unfortunately, number one is equally as a really good song. But I've always found it more fun to play, at least, than The Day That Never Comes. And of course, the only song that's left is... All Nightmare Long, yo. Same exact shit as The Day That Never Comes. Absolutely love every section of the song. Every riff is kick-ass. Absolutely love the chorus riff on here. One of my favorites. I love when they like do those cool like descending chords and they're harmonized. Sounds really good. That little fucking crazy-ass fill into the solo section, and the solo itself is awesome. And... just everything about this song, it kicks fucking ass, full of great riffs, full of great moments, and a damn fine song on a damn fine album. And that's my ranking of Death Magnetic. Join me down below. Even I know nobody seems to be giving me their track rankings, except one guy. One guy gave me one on Kill 'Em All. Yo. Drop that shit. I want to know. I want to know your favorites and least favorites on every album. And, well, we have one more, as of now, to get to. Or I have one more to get to. By the time you're watching this, it'll pretty much almost be out already. So, yeah, stay tuned for Metallica's second disc album, well, besides Garage Inc. As we wrap up this Metallica-thon, I feel like I'm about to self-destruct because holy shit, I'm filming so much lately. I can't wait to take a vacation. But I'll see you in the next one.